Hi, my name is Zach Demopoulos, and I'm a caregiver. I'm actually on my second caregiver journey. My first journey was with my father, who had a stroke, and for 6 years after that, all the way up to his death in 2011, needed quite a bit of care. Now, I'm going to be the first one to admit I was more scared to death than I was confident in my caregiver responsibilities. I made a lot of mistakes, I forgot to do a lot of things, and I learned a lot of painful lessons. Lessons that I've been able to roll into my current caregiver journey, where I am a long distance caregiver for my 93-year-old mother. Now, she lives in North Carolina and I live in New Jersey, just a hop and a skip away from Bayonne. And I've been here for 23 years, but for the last 2 years, I've been literally journeying down to North Carolina to be with my mother every month, to care for her and make sure she's doing okay. And I'm proud to say I'm doing much better on this journey. Not perfect, far from it, but better. And how do I know that? Well, I'm feeling less caregiver stress and fatigue, less caregiver burnout, less caregiver guilt. And I'm able to go around and tell a lot of great caregiving stories with confidence and with some laughter and some tears. Other caregivers who in the future hopefully will create a better caregiver journey than what I went through. I'm also a caregiver advocate. You're probably wondering, what does that mean? Well, with all my personal and professional experience, with all the years I spent in human resources, with the 13 years that I owned and ran a home care agency in Essex County right next door to Bayonne, with the 500 families that we helped care for, the 700 professional caregivers that we hired, with the many unpaid family caregivers I spoke with, and with all the research I've done, I feel the need and the urgency to talk about caregiving with caregivers as much as possible. And that's why I want to do a talk, a TEDx talk with you guys. You see, everyone's either a caregiver on a journey or is about to embark on a journey and they don't even know it. The visionary, former First Lady, Mrs. Rosalind Carter, warned us about this many, many years ago. She said, there are only 4 types of people in this world: those that have been caregivers, those that are caregivers, those who will be caregivers, and those who need a caregiver. Unfortunately, things have gotten a little tougher since the insightful Mrs. Carter shared that with us. Tougher why? Well, a AARP study from 2019 shows that 61% of all caregivers today also work. Now that's almost 30 million Americans who are holding down a job, either from home or going to a workplace, or maybe they run a company or they own a business, and they're tackling caregiver responsibilities on top of that. And not just possibly for their elderly parent, but also for perhaps children. Now, this has a negative impact on all caregivers, emotionally, physically, and financially. Now, this isn't all just doom and gloom. There is some good news here. With just a little bit of preparation, with a little bit of understanding of what provisions you need in advance, and with knowing what or who to go to, people that can support you, your journey can go a little bit easier and can be rewarding for both the care recipient as well as for the caregiver. We just also need to talk more about it. That's why I want to be on your stage to talk about the caregiver journey. For the last 2 years, I've had hundreds of conversations with caregivers, most of them strangers, who found me on LinkedIn. And I would give anybody just 30 minutes of a conversation if I could help out and give back. And most of those conversations started with a high stress level, a lot of anxiety. But by the end of the conversation, we were able to chip away just a little bit of weight off their shoulders. My main focus when I talked with them was to let them know that a caregiving journey doesn't have to be ride or die. No, there is meaning and purpose behind being a caregiver. And you can find that and not be negatively impacted as much as you don't need to be. Again, a little preparation, some planning, some provisions, people that are going to support you. I hope you'll consider me to speak on your stage. I'd be honored.